Can you hear me now?
Oh, wow. I can hear you now.
Okay,
Here
cool.
comes the shit clogger.
Shitter's full.
Well, fucking Matt's got a sweet fucking mane on, I'll tell you that. What I ought to do is trim the fucking top off, man.
Yeah,
Feather it out and make a sweet fucking mullet, man. That's what I would do if I had that hair.
what up, Matt?
Where the fuck are you, John? Sorry. Oh, there you are.
What's
My
that?
plan was to get a mullet. Like, I was going to grow a mullet out, but then I realized apparently it's the style now to have a mullet. And I was like, well, I don't want to be in style.
Oh, man, I want a mullet so bad. I wish I could rock a mullet. Paul, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I dropped somebody off last night, and the security guard had the world's most Joe Dirt mullet you could find.
Well, there was like a brief moment where your screen was frozen. It was your back to us, and you were at the fridge, and I swear you looked like Danny DeVito's penguin for like that brief period. But John, great hat, man.
Hilarious.
All
Yeah,
you
thanks.
can see.
I know. I wore it just for you guys. We'll do the entire episode just like this.
So, did you get that shitter unclogged?
I am not a fucking plumber. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you guys. I'm also not a fucking handyman. Yeah, I went and fixed someone's fucking refrigerator so that they didn't lose $300 worth of food. That's what I did today. What the fuck have you done?
I saved about 40 different lives by driving drunk people home last night. What have you done, Matt?
I played 3 games of Fortnite.
Sound like my
Nice.
weed dealer.
You mean your neighbor?
Yeah.
Are you more of an indica or sativa man?
It's always sativa. It's always live resin most of the time. I don't really fuck with flower that much anymore because it hurts my throat. So I just do strictly concentrates and vape pens and stuff. When I'm at home, I like in the afternoon or the evening. I like a nice hybrid, just to mellow out, tune, zone out.
Yeah. When I went to Vegas last year, I was kind of overwhelmed because I've never bought it legally. So being in those shops, I was just like walking around, and my buddy was like, "Yeah, you can tell people who are new there because they're just like a kid in a candy store."
Feels good to feel free, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
That's the hill I'm fucking dying on, guys.
Yeah, I'm more of a club cracker kind of guy.
I'm more of an Uncle Cracker kind of guy, man.
Oh, fuck
But that-
Uncle Cracker.
I'll take Kid Rock any day.
Fuck him,
So will my
too.
brother.
Jesus Christ. Fuck. It's like taking retards to the zoo.
This podcast could totally be just me and him geeking out over fucking weed right now, man. It could.
Bob, I had a moment where I meant to text you last night, but I was drinking, and I put on Spotify, and they were like, "We're gonna put a playlist on just for you." And the first song was Britney Spears, and my buddy looked at me, and he was like, "They know."
Yeah, he has a Britney Spears problem.
I like Toxic. That's a great song, man. I should have been able to see her live at grad night, but I broke my leg. She played at Disney World with Backstreet Boys and Real Big Fish for my grad night.
You had a very strange grad night.
I can imagine Bob going to that grad night and being like, I saw Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, and Real Big Fish. And would you believe it? Real Big Fish was the best band of all played.
You're such
Throwback.
a douchebag. You're
Hey,
such
throwback.
a douchebag.
This way.
There you go, buddy.
There we go.
Now we get a nice shot of the tits, the side tits.
Mm.
There you go.
It literally looks like he's on the other side of your apartment, Doug.
John, you haven't moved in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Well, that's because I'm fat. That's because I'm fat.
No, you're still not moving.
but I like how he's laid out there. I just like that look.
Absolutely.
Every episode. John gets into his Burt Reynolds pose, and off we go.
Why?
That's John.
I'm gonna cut that out, dude. Like you're. What the fuck, man? That's more work for me, you
Is
fuck.
that Burt Reynolds'
Oh,
face?
whatever.
Hey, is that Burt Reynolds' face on Shawn Michaels' body? That looked like the Shawn Michaels Playground
shit.
spread.
I couldn't tell you what Shawn Michaels looks like, but the fact that you know that much about Shawn Michaels worries me.
He was
What,
on
Shawn
Playground.
Michaels is awesome. Yeah, man.
He's the GOAT.
Hit
Is
me
he
with
though?
that drop kick, Marty Jannetty.
Any wrestler that was in a nudie bag, I saw it. Period. Even if it's gay porn.
No, this is a picture of Burt Reynolds from 1975,
Okay.
laying naked on a bearskin rug.
Why is this broken? What did I do to it?
Look at how sad Doug is.
Well, I mean, you fuck you. You'd be sad if you broke your gun or lost your ammo.
That's why I have 12 of them. And if the ATF is listening, that's why I have 6 of them.
Oh shit! I think I see what I did.
You broke it.
See, I got the resin on the battery, and now it doesn't want to fire.
That's happened to my last battery, but that's not what happened to this battery. I keep this battery in my pocket. My jeans are really tight because I like to show off the bulge, and I think I fucked up the outer rim where you screw the cart into. But it's a $10 battery. Let's go down to the dispensary and buy another one.
Snowballs are very underrated, by the way.
They are.
They're
I
an
don't-
underrated snack cake.
Underrated and they suck.
Yeah, I was gonna say
What's your favorite snack cake, Matt?
they're too spongy.
Snack cake.
What was that?
Snack cake.
Bishop.
Christmas tree cakes.
Yeah.
Really?
That's all I want. There's a Christmas tree cake year round.
Just cut the other fucking shape of the zebra cake, Matt. That's all it is.
A zebra cake is not the same because clearly Santa Claus has put like his magic jism or something on those cakes and they taste.
There's a lot of science
So this
happening
bitch
right
know
now.
about-
We can't talk about the Snyder Cut, right? Because not everybody's seen
No,
it.
shut up.
Okay.
God damn it! I want to talk about it so bad.
No. I've got 3 hours and 48 minutes left to go.
You just started it.
Is it really that long?
It's 4 hours and 4 minutes.
2 minutes.
What
It's
the
good.
fuck?
But it is so goddamn good.
I'll
It
say
is.
this: my least favorite thing about Batman vs Superman is Lex Luthor.
Mine's Doomsday.
But even to me in Justice League, I thought Lex Luthor worked just for that brief 2 minutes you get him. I was like, well, he works like that. But the
Spoiler!
movie,
Yeah, I agree.
It's right
I'll
at
tell
the-
you what, though,
it's right
I'm
at the
not,
beginning,
no
Bob, don't
spoiler.
worry.
I'm not going to spoil anything. Man. I'm gonna say this. What a fucking bitch.
Don't bring up the fucking rock.
I'm not spoiling anything. What I am gonna say is this movie and what they did with it not only makes me more excited for the Ezra Miller Flash solo movie that's gonna have Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck reprising their roles as Batman. Bob, Jesus Christ, that mic is so fucking hot.
What do you want me to do with it, man? I can't.
I'm sitting here trying to talk.
Is that better? Does that work?
Actually, it's
Honestly-
a lot better.
Because this is turned off. It's off now.
Good. It's perfect. You have
Fucking-
to understand. I'm sitting here trying to get a thought out, and all I can hear is. It is so distracting. I'm glad John's having a good day off. Moving on. John, if you plan on moving to Asia, just make sure it's not a rash decision made in the heat of the moment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
For shizzle. I always wanted to say
Say
that.
My God. Okay.
you want some other hot takes? I got them.
Yeah, sure.
None of this is making the podcast. Go for it.
No,
Yeah, tell us about that girl, that crazy girl in
No,
Wisconsin.
not doing it. I'm not. I'm
Come
not
on,
doing
Matt.
that. I'm just
Oh,
not because I don't want to.
Matt.
wait a minute.
Look.
Let's just preface it. Is she? What kind of crazy is she? Is she
No,
schizophrenic? Is she mentally ill? Is she retarded?
Yeah, I've told Bob stories. She's
Hey, guys.
that shit crazy, man.
Hey, don't make the same
I'm
mistake.
just not
as
doing
me.
it because I'm not going to manifest any of her to pop back up in my life.
I gotta say,
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know, man. This is, how long have we been recording?
Like,
2 hours.
27 minutes,
Right.
and 22, 23, 24, 25 seconds.
Too late. I already lost my train of thought.
all right. So,
This is exhilarating.
So, Jim Brewer wants to move to Naples, apparently.
well, he
Wow.
makes a lot of money here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
John, did you
Captain
watch?
Brian's probably giving him everything he needs.
John, I'm assuming you watched the JRE episode.
I did. I want to talk a couple things about it, actually.
Good.
No
'cause
spoilers.
Great episode.
I agree.
Great episode. Loved Jim Brewer. When he was talking about Captiva Island in Naples, I was like, that's cool. I want Jim Brewer to move down here. I want to be his friend. Yeah.
That's
So
how
I
it
guess
works.
I'm
I
gonna,
mean, somebody moves to your town, you're
yeah,
automatically their fucking friend.
yeah. So I'm gonna start stalking Jim Brewer in the near future. Apparently, if he moves down here, but just be my friend.
Oh my god, how awesome would it be is as we're doing this, like one of two things happens. John becomes good friends with Jim Brewer and leaves the podcast and becomes famous in his own right doing something with Jim Brewer, or John meets Jim Brewer, is fucking hammered when he meets him, and falls flat on his face as he's getting ready to leave.
Throwback!
The Detroit Pistons, right before the pandemic broke out, they did a veterans benefit thing, and I got asked to go down and work it. So they put me up at a hotel in Detroit, and it was at the Motor City Casino, which was gorgeous, one of the best hotels I've ever stayed in. And the night of the game, I was there for 2 days. And the night of the game that I had to go to, Jim Brewer was playing the Motor City Casino, the hotel I was at. And I like seriously had to go back and forth because it was a work function, whether or not I would go to Jim Brewer or whether I would go to the Pistons game. And I ended up going to the Pistons game. And after hearing this JRE podcast, I'm really sad I made that decision. I should have skipped out on work.
Wasn't there one show thing you had to go to Detroit for, and Joey Diaz was playing the hotel you were staying at, but you couldn't go to it?
The first night was Joey Diaz. The second night was Jim Brewer.
Bob, have you watched Stay Tuned yet?
I have not.
Matt, have you watched Stay Tuned?
You talking the
With
old
John-
movie from like the 90s with John Ritter?
Yes.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but no, I remember it.
What's your
Yeah.
recollection of the movie?
Shit.
I mean, as far as if you remember liking it or not liking it.
I loved the movie the last time I watched it.
Get on it,
movie.
Bob.
Hey Matt, what's your opinion on John
Oh.
Ritter as an actor?
I mean, I didn't.
He's like, this is a trap.
What? He was that generation's DiCaprio?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Good answer, Matt.
What?
Good answer.
Oh,
You only pissed one person off.
What are your thoughts on Ray Liotta, Matt?
Walton Goggins, the role of Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite was written for him.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
It was written for him. But
really?
he had another movie project going on and he couldn't do it.
I did not know that. That would have been interesting.
And to bring it back to our cult thing, our cult conversation, Walton Goggins' dream role is to play Jim Jones.
Can you see him going method and like putting the weight on for it too? He'd look good, man.
Goggins is amazing.
Do we all disagree on something?
Yeah, we
I
did.
think so.
It's Walton
We'll
Goggins.
all just become best friends.
I mean, it's not the same caliber as a Ray Liotta or a John Ritter, so I'm glad this one wasn't controversial.
What bums me out more than anything is we stopped doing the Ray Liotta bit by episode 4, and I made a fucking graphic for it and everything. That bummed me out. And I had some good ones ready to go too.
I'm sorry. Look, there are things that I will say that you will disagree with, such as Casino is a better movie than Goodfellas, and that's okay. It's okay.
I'm not saying
It's
Casino's
simply
a bad
better
movie.
because Ray
It's
Liotta
better
is
than
not in it.
Goodfellas.
I can't tell if
You son of a bitch.
I can't tell if the weed hit me really hard right now or if your ignorance just hurt my fucking brain so much.
That's what it's like every day when you text.
I bet.
Oh, Matt.
Did everybody get their stimulus check?
Yes.
My tells me we did.
Paid
Matt?
today, broke today.
Matt, did you get your stimulus check?
I did.
I think we should all discuss what we
did.
purchased with our stimulus checks.
I expected Matt to be like, I don't want no goddamn government fucking handout, fucking goddamn communist socialist bullshit. That's what I was expecting, but that's,
Hey.
That point of privilege. Can I just say what everybody's thinking?
Matt, show him your Trump. Show him your Trump. Trump.
Oh, God, fuck you! I was just about to say it, motherfucker.
Matt, are you a Trump guy?
I didn't even vote in this past election because I didn't want either one. I
That's fine.
voted for Trump in the election before because I'm not pro-Trump. I was anti-Hillary. And I was doing my part just to make sure she was not getting in office. I fucking hate Hillary. This election,
She's a
I was
cop.
like, it's a fucking circus. I don't care.
But I spent the day trying to buy a PS5. Walmart was releasing them at like 3 p.m. the other day. From like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. they did 10-minute waves where you had like 30 seconds to get one in your cart. And I kept trying and trying and trying. And after 2 hours, I just threw my fucking phone across my work van. And I was very upset. And then I was like, no, I'm just going to let my fucking stimulus sit in my bank account.
Can I tell you something? I'm glad that you didn't. Only because I want one too. But I've been reading. Bob and I talk about this a lot. Like, I read a lot and I follow a lot of YouTube tech guy videos. And when it comes to the PS5, there's a lot of people who are having buyer's remorse based on how faulty the control drifting is, how a lot of the load shit is, how the space and the hard drive is. I think it would. I personally want one, but I'm going to wait until they iron all this shit out and come out with like the PS5 Pro. No.
See, this is weird. I hear all these people having like trouble getting it. Like, I got the new Xbox, and when it first got released, I put it in the cart, bought it, and I even had a PlayStation 5 in my cart and was just waiting. And I was like, man, all these people are. This sucks. I'm sorry that you didn't get one. But the new Xbox is a lot of fun. I'm gonna just save mine for whenever concert season comes back around.
Right on.
Oh, so you can buy 47 different vinyl variations?
No, I don't do the variations.
Is Matt the one who argues with you over Pocahontas and Little Mermaid?
I am.
Yep.
Because Ariel's hotter.
Fuck you.
Ariel's way hotter.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a
Especially
fucking
when she
jackass,
gets legs,
John.
she can't even talk.
You guys know where
Exactly.
I stand. I like dark-skinned women.
Thank you, Doug.
I'm with Pocahontas as well.
There we go. So fuck you two.
Also,
Oh.
just talking movies, Little Mermaid has way better songs and a better surrounding
That
cast
I don't
around
argue
her.
with. I do think the music in Little
A better
Mermaid's
surrounding cast?
Like
A better
Flounder?
surrounding cast?
Flounder.
Really? Mel
Sebastian?
Gibson. Fuck you.
Oh,
I'm not talking
boy.
about the actor. I'm talking about the character.
Fuck your characters.
Sebastian is cool.
Harry Belafonte is a fucking crab. That's what you care about?
Look, don't be mad at crabs because you have crabs.
Look, if any of us here had crabs, it's more than likely you from that girl from Wisconsin. But
That might be
moving
true.
on.
Doug, your stimulus check,
I bought a new computer.
and that's coming on Monday.
Mm.
No, that's coming hopefully by Thursday or Friday.
I spent my stimulus on 9mm Luger rounds and 5.56. I continued the
How many
stockpile.
rounds? 5.56 did you get?
600.
Nice.
I can't wait till season 13 of The Walking Dead at your place. It's going to be awesome.
Does anybody even watch that anymore?
I started watching this current season that just started like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I watched the first episode and I watched 10 minutes of the second episode, and I was so baffled by just how fucking off. It feels so off. Like, I don't know, maybe it was the year of COVID, but like nothing seems familiar. Everything seems different. Feels like there's plot hole. I just said, fuck it. I'm over this shit, man.
Yeah, I thought it was really strange that
Yeah.
they were wearing masks during the zombie apocalypse.
Well, that's the Whisperers. There's a reason for it, but you have to watch the season to understand why. It's also part of the comic book, but whatever.
I will say this: the comic books are much better than that show ever got. But
Yep.
John Barenthal was the best thing about that show.
I will say this personally. I know a lot of people, like Paul, doesn't like the Negan season. I think maybe of the comic book, my favorite character is Negan, and I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, thank you, is a perfect representation of that version of the comic come to life. I love him as Negan, and I like his take on Negan.
I had nothing against
like
Negan.
not on AMC.
Yeah, I had nothing against Negan, and I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm a huge fan of him. It's just I don't know. Like, to me, the story started jumping the shark at that point, and just I got out of it.
But I think that's indicative of how realistic it would be if we were all living 10, 15 years down the road post-apocalypse where the dead is coming back to life. I honestly think, Jesus Christ, we're still living in a normal society where we're already reverting to those base instincts of hating each other and wanting, to me, that's the natural progression of a zombie apocalypse, eating each other, the strong eating the weak.
And Bob's gonna be giving rides.
It's true.
And hand jobs.
No, not really my forte.
So I know everyone here is a big Sons of Anarchy fan, or maybe Matt's not. Matt, did you like Sons of Anarchy?
No.
No, you didn't
No.
like it, didn't watch it?
I've only liked one
All right.
one FX show two FX shows my entire life.
Okay, let's
What's
hear
that?
this shit.
He literally looks like Jax with brown hair.
Nip Tuck and Atlanta. Those
Go-
are like well,
I'll give you Atlanta, but Nip Tuck, go fuck yourself. If you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, you go on Nip Tuck.
You
go
pick-
fuck yourself.
You pick
the
like
first 3
two of the.
seasons of Nip Tuck are great.
Okay, first and foremost, I think all FX shows are good, but I literally think you picked the two bottom of the barrel FX shows out of all the ones that are out there.
No,
FX is the bottom of the
dude.
barrel as a network.
Atlanta is a good fucking show if you've never seen
I
Atlanta.
wouldn't
Atlanta's-
put Atlanta. I wouldn't put Atlanta above Sons of Anarchy, Justified. I wouldn't put it above Rescue Me.
But it's not a bottom. It is in no way a bottom of the barrel show, though. Is my point. That's all.
I'd put The
Also,
Shield
Little
above
Dicky
Atlanta.
show is really good too.
I'd put the Shield next to Atlanta.
Well, I started watching the newest season of Mayans. There's 2 episodes in, and this is the first season that's not being written by Mr. Kurt Sutter. And I was just wondering if you guys have watched it, if you've noticed a difference, if you're concerned about Kurt not writing it anymore. More importantly, do you think Kurt Sutter was being known when he said it's not up to me to write about Mexican bikers and Mexican culture anymore, so I'm passing the torch over? Or do you think that he was pressured into it by woke culture?
Here's where I'm confused on this because I followed Mayans from its inception before it became a series. I followed Kurt Sutter's career after Sons of Anarchy. I watched Bastard Executioner, which is on Hulu. It's not great, but it's entertaining. I read all the comic books that he wrote with IDW and Dynamite Publishing. He did he okayed a few Sons of Anarchy offshoot comics, and he created a character, I think, for IDW that I read when that was coming out. I followed the guy, and when season 2 came out, before it came out, he was in the press. He was multiple times in articles as saying, after season 2, I'm going to step down as showrunner because I don't think I should be telling this story. It's not my place to tell it from this perspective. I'm going to leave it in the hands with the co-showrunner and the co-creator. And then at the end of season 2, I was still on Facebook. I remember this being a big thing. The end of season 2, it came out like Kurt Sutter's being fired from the show for being racist or making racist. I think it was the media and the Hollywood machine trying to get people into the show. Any bad press is good press, that kind of stupid shit. And I honestly think it was like him just like, okay, I'll, whatever. I'm getting paid regardless.
Right. You saw a producer on it, yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know, but I'm guessing based on your few comments there that you did not.
I don't know. I like the first 2 episodes, but I don't know. I definitely noticed a difference. I'll say that. Time will tell on the season and the story arcs, but I definitely can tell that it's not Kurt Sutter. In the Sons of Anarchy story arcs into it, which you're gonna dig.
Season 2. If I remember correctly, season 1 didn't really kick off until the last episode when you saw who you saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my point on it is
no spoilers. I don't spoil it.
To get to the bigger point of what you were asking, like I said, good writing is good writing, and time will tell. But we've seen this scenario so many times in the past. I literally just got done watching Justice League and Snyder Cut Justice League, and I don't know if you guys know this. Both of those movies were written by a non-superhero, and they were incredibly different. And one was 1,000 times better than the other. So I ultimately don't think it doesn't matter if you're a part of the demographic that you're writing for. I just think good writing is good writing.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. We've had this discussion. Bob and I have had it. Paul and I have had it. I can recognize. This is what bothers me about our culture today. Is you would think it would be easy to spot bullshit, to be able to spot somebody trying to pull one over on you. And when Marvel came out with a series of comics around the Marvel Now era, where they introduced female Thor, a new female Iron Man, Lady Ironheart, a bunch of progressive characters. I remember everybody losing their fucking minds. And it didn't make sense to me why, everything I read in chats and in forums was just like, they're shoving this shit down our face. It's an agenda. And I started reading the books, and while I'll agree some of them are very much pro from that perspective because they're being written by people from that perspective, I will say this. A lot of them were fantastically written, so much so that fucking Jason Aaron's entire run on Thor is becoming the next Thor movie, for fuck's sake. And it is such a good fucking story. It's an interesting story. When it's done like that, that's all that matters, man. But I agree, if it's shit, it's shit. It doesn't mean you're racist for thinking it. No, just call it what it is, man. It has no bearing on the sexuality or the race or any of that. If it's quality, it's quality. If it's not good, I'm going to say it's not good. How do you have a Rotten Tomato or a critic or a review site in a world like that where people are going to get bent out of shape about your fucking opinion, man? Like, just fucking live your life.
Better writer, Vince Gilligan or Kurt Sutter?
Vince Gilligan. I'm going to say Vince Gilligan for me personally.
Hey, Opie, give us your opinion. Vince Gilligan or Kurt Sutter?
I said I'm Vince. What are you talking about?
No. We calling you Opie. He said you didn't get why he called you Opie. Sons of Anarchy character.
You look just like Opie from Sons of
Hey,
Anarchy.
beloved.
You look more like a young. I'll tell you who you look like. You look like two people specifically to me. A Canadian comedian named Glenn Wool and a young Lebowski. Put a fucking robe on him and you got a young Lebowski.
Or El Deuterino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
You know, man, his dudeness, whatever, man.
Did any of you watch the Jesus Rolls?
No, I just didn't seem that interesting.
I didn't either.
I like John Turturro, but the Coen brothers aren't attached, and there's no character. From what I understand, there's no characters from The Big Lebowski. So, why? What's the point?
Started watching Fargo finally.
The show?
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it until last night. I watched the first 3 episodes, and man, I fucking love Billy Bob Thornton so much.
I haven't seen it either.
Why is it taking me so many years to watch this fucking show?
What show?
3 episodes of Fargo.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Is it
fucking good?
It's so good so far.
Isn't Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it?
She's in season 3. Each season is its own separate story.
I'll just wait till season 3. It's cool.
Bob, did you watch The Stand? Did you get that on DVD?
I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. I've been making my way through the Snyderverse.
Making my way downtown. Oh, Snyderverse is so good. God, it's so good. Okay, Falcon Winter Soldier. All of me have seen it. Anybody?
I saw it.
I'm planning on watching it today.
I'm revoking your fucking HBO privileges, you piece of shit.
For what?
Wow.
This took a dark turn. Why did he tell you that he liked girls better than some show you like?
Yeah.
So
I like girls better than Yeah, man, I like girls better than Entourage. Sue me, man.
So does anybody else have the feeling?
I'm not an Entourage fan.
Does anybody else have the feeling they know exactly what the plot of Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be?
I have a good idea.
I'm so far behind in the Marvel universe. Please, no fucking spoilers. Stop talking about this.
So let me catch you up to date in the Marvel universe. What was the last movie you saw?
So Darkseid comes down with the Black Order. And he starts shooting Omega beams all over Iron Man's armor, and Iron Man's deflecting it because the shield is made of vibranium, John. And vibranium is the only thing that could indirect Omega beams from Darkseid. I'm just going to start mixing universes. He ain't going to know the difference.
What about when Spider-Ham and Cerebus show up?
Yeah, man. And Bone and all those great characters. The
I like it when they were partying at Grayskull. That's a good episode.
I cannot wait for that to come out. The Kevin Smith He-Man cartoon, the Masters of the Universe that they're doing. Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
Speaking of Kevin Smith, did anybody else watch the last Blockbuster besides me and John?
I did it. Fucking loved it.
It was fantastic.
Great.
I don't have Netflix.
Never heard of it.
It's a Netflix documentary, which I think is very funny how they tied in the whole Netflix versus Blockbuster feud. But it's there's only one Blockbuster left in America, and it's in Bend, Oregon, and they followed the crew of this small Bend, Oregon Blockbuster for the last 3 years while weaving in the story of Blockbuster into it. It sounds stupid, but it's really really good. I highly recommend.
No, I'll be
It's
cool.
really nostalgia. It's just wonderful
How
nostalgia.
is that store still open?
So
They're
People in the
getting
town
money.
support it.
yeah, so
People in the town support it.
Dish Network owns Blockbuster, the name Blockbuster, and they canceled everybody else's license. Well, has stores closed down. They either stores closed down or Dish Network has canceled licensing agreements, and they were probably going to do it to the Bend, Oregon one, but the Bend, Oregon store got so much publicity that they just re-signed them for another 6 years.
I miss video stores.
Yeah, me too.
Watch that if you're nostalgic for video stores. Watch that documentary.
Yeah,
And I
it's
like how they
great.
got all the celebrities into it, Kevin Smith and everybody else. Really, really good. And how they got celebrities who worked
Yeah.
at Blockbuster in their
Yeah.
life. I thought that was really neat.
Name the super high meat comedian.
Doug Benson.
Doug Benson.
Doug Benson's in the documentary for a large
That's
part
the
of it.
first.
Kevin Smith's in it. What's her name? Judy Greer is the one who narrates it. It's good. It's very well done. Really well done. Nostalgic documentary. Some interesting shit.
And if you rent Super High Me from the Bend, Oregon Blockbuster, it's a signed copy by Doug Benson.
Well, I'm going to travel to Oregon for that. What is the last song you listened to on your streaming platform? Any?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
We'll pull it up.
No.
Is like I know on my Spotify it says recently played. Is there like a section here where you can look at your last played like by the songs and stuff? Or
Yeah,
it'll like
it's in
you
recent.
like mine.
Mine is "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive" by Brad Paisley.
Nothing feels good anymore by the Mensingers.
The Worst by Felicia.
Maniac by Evergreen Terrace.
What'd you do, Matt?
I don't know. I turned it back sideways, and now it's like
Give it a shake.
I'm always sideways.
Give it a little shake like this. Calibrate that bitch.
It's not fucking. It's true. What the fuck?
He looks like he's
froze.
he looks like he's training to be in Wesley Snipes' army that John loves so much.
Oh God! Speaking of black people, has anyone seen the Amazon movie One Night in Miami? Anyone check that out?
Nope.
I have not.
No, it's fucking white people.
My last song was Miss Murder
AFI.
because there's a Spotify playlist that says 2000 Screamo, and none of them are Screamo. It's Cody.
Not a single thing on there is Screamo.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how long we've been recording, but I genuinely love Matt. But the fucking accent should not match up with his musical taste. It sounds so awesome coming out of his mouth. Fucking Miss Murder, AFI, man. I love it.
There's no real Screamo. There's no Portraits of Past or Thursday or Thrice or nothing like that on this playlist. It's some bullshit.
I fucking love it, man.
Well, it's weird.
I
Like
love
a
it,
lot of
too.
people. I mean, so many people here listen to country, and I'm over here like, don't you guys want to listen to some deathcore or something like that? And
Fuck yeah, man.
You guys don't want to listen to Italia Murder? Come on, man.
Hey, man, y'all want to come on down and check out this band I'm going to do called Him? They got this album called Love Metal. It's fucking awesome, man.
I had a writer the other night. She just seemed particularly unnerved by that song. I don't know if it's talking about crashing cars while driving with a stranger.
Thursday by Thursday. It's a good song. It's a really good song. It's a good album.
yeah, that's a good band.
I love Thursday.
I've never listened to Thursday.
What?
Yeah, never.
First two albums are good. Like War All the Time, I think was the last album I really enjoyed by them.
War All the Time is good.
Great album.
We're talking about fucking music now, man. We'll go last song, man. I've been listening to a lot of good shit this week, man. Getting into stuff I haven't listened to in forever. Like fuck, Right, fucking Evergreen Terrace, Writer's Block. I forgot how good that fucking album is, man. All
Yeah,
fucking
cover album.
Timmy
Okay.
cover album.
Can you guys name 2 songs by 2 different bands that sound uncannily alike? That sound like they were ripped off of one another?
Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
No, shut up.
Go on YouTube right now, Bob.
Michael Jackson's Beat It and Weird Al Yankovic's Eat It.
Bob, go on YouTube right now and look up.
Gangster's Paradise and Amish Paradise. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
Go online right now and look on YouTube and look up "Access of Awesome" and the song Four Chords, where they like pull all the songs that use the same 4 chords and sound alike. It's like 14 minutes long.
Is that Chair talking?
There's the first 2 that come to my mind is what the fuck was Rob Zombie's little brother's band's name?
Power Man 5000.
Man, 5,000.
Yeah, that song.
Oh man, that was awesome.
That song they got made famous for.
When Worlds Collide?
When Worlds Collide, then listen to that, and then listen to the Planetary Go by My Chemical Romance. They're almost identical.
Yeah, jump on it.
Is
That part right there. They're
I
so
love that
similar.
shit.
I can see that.
Well, that Power Man 5, that song, and what was the one you're thinking of?
Planetary Go by My Chemical Romance.
See, I was thinking of "Push It" by Static X. There's a part in that song that's very similar to that song that Power Man 5000 does too.
Yeah, all those bands sound exactly the same.
The
It's
fact
like
that
the it's ready to go part, like the breakdown in both those songs are so fucking similar to me. It's very confusing that they came out 20 years apart.
It's just all shit.
You're right. I mean, yeah, it's not Korn or the Lawrence Arms.
Very, very few bands are.
the fact that Static X is still a band years after the founder and lead singer died is still. It's the same with Sublime. Like, how the fuck do you
And Alice in Chains.
have any integrity in yourselves?
Now, I'll argue the Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains, when I was in Chicago, they were touring, and the lineup was Mastodon, Deftones,
That's a good lineup.
Alice in Chains.
That's a good
And
fucking lineup.
And my buddy was like, come see fucking Alice in Chains. And I was like, man, I do not want to go fucking see Alice in Chains because fucking Lane Staley is dead. He convinced me to go, gave me the ticket for free, and bought me $10 fucking beers at the fucking concert. And Mastodon, awesome. Deftones, even though I only liked the first two albums, were fucking great. Alice in Chains went on and completely blew me away. Jerry Cantrell wrote all the fucking songs anyways, so even though Lane Staley died, the singer they got to replace him did a goddamn fine job.
Look,
and it was
I
one of the
saw-
better,
I
it was one of the
saw,
better concerts I've ever been to.
I saw Jerry Cantrell perform as Jerry Cantrell. This was like 2 weeks after Lane killed himself.
Here in Fort Myers at the
Yeah,
fucking-
and it was the exact same lead singer they're using now. He was the guest singer that day.
Yeah.
And it was okay. I wasn't blown away by it by any stretch. But I mean, I thought it was serviceable.
Do you know
I did not like Mastodon at all.
live or
Yeah,
in general?
Mastodon?
Dude, I had to go through them seeing Coheed, and when you go to Every Time I Die,
Oh shit!
Mastodon, that level is just, and then it picks back up. It was just, Mastodon sounded like one long fucking song, and I was just standing there like, please end.
I'm sorry, what were you saying about Every Time I Die?
Because they're amazing. Their level live
Okay,
is like up
okay.
here, and then you get Mastodon who they're just standing there like not really doing anything. It just gets boring to watch.
It's funny you bring this up because these guys keep threatening to have Josh from Coheed and Cambria on the podcast. And the first question I'm going to ask him is, who's the greatest band you ever went on tour with, and why is it Every Time I Die?
Like,
Oh, they're really good friends. So, but I don't think that
I
would be
love
his
Every
answer.
Time I
Hold on a second. We're not threatening you, man. I genuinely think you and Josh Eppard would have an amazing conversation about so many fucking things, man. I think it would be awesome to have them on and listen to you guys go about music and movies and shit. You guys would go hand in hand.
I'm already doing my research, buddy. I'm ready
And
for it.
I'm cutting all.
You've heard of Frost versus Nixon? Bullshit. John versus Josh. We're gonna fucking do this.
I want you to try to stump him.
Now that's a fucking obscure joke.
Try to stump him on anything Friday the 13th related.
Why would I want to do that?
You know, you're a fucking liar. You're good at bullshitting people because I was listening to a couple episodes back where we're talking about Fringe and I go off on a thing I'm excited about, like, I've got all of them on Blu-ray, and you come back and you go, I've got them all on 4K, and I pause and I go, that's cool. I researched it. They haven't been released on 4K, you fucking dickhead.
No, I bought them on Vudu.
I went to go buy them. I was like, they're on 4K. I was so excited. I hate you so fucking much, man.
Hey, I will give Bob one thing. He got me on Dawson's Creek, and that show was awesome.
Great show.
Oh
Great
my
show.
god.
You know, you should have watched it when your fucking friend was on the show.
I did. I watched that episode with them.
Who's your friend?
But that's it.
You
You
had a
should have
friend-
watched the whole fucking
you had a-
show.
Who's your
He was
friend?
in one
What's your
episode, so I didn't need to keep going.
Was this a special needs person in Minnesota?
No.
Oh, who
He
you
had, like-
you had a friend on the show for real?
Yeah, he had like a few lines. It was just like a backup. You know what I mean? Like, not a main character.
I when the show was on, I worked at the Bell Tower 20 movie theater, and I worked with a guy who was I was a manager, and there was a guy who was an usher named John. Was the guy that went with us to the place in Lehigh the one night with the camera, the haunted warehouse. When I met very gullible and was into film and was really into fucking Dawson's Creek and all in like Scream and all the Kevin Williamson stuff that was coming out. And this is like predates Google and the heyday of being able to like pick up your phone and research this shit. This was like pre-flip phone, I think. And we were talking one night, and I started bullshitting him and conning him on the fact that I dated Katie Holmes. I'm like, oh, you like Dawson's Creek? I used to date Katie Holmes when I was growing up. And he says, no, you didn't. And I'm like, yeah, I did. He said, where'd you grow up? I'm like, I grew up in Upper Michigan. And I said, everybody knows she's actually from Lower Michigan. She's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I said, there was two grades where we were students together, and you know, she was my girlfriend. It was like elementary, middle school. I said, probably didn't.
Oh
really
shit, she's fucking from Toledo, Ohio, you fucking liar.
Did you not hear the beginning of this where I said this is pre-internet, pre-Google? You motherfucker. I'm fucking telling him all this shit, and I said, yeah, for real. He's like, you can you prove it? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll see if I can find something. And I had my mom like write a fake letter and sign it as her name, and I gave it to him, and he's just like, this is he started telling people that we worked with. I started hearing about it secondhand from other people in the movie theater that he's going around like, did you know fucking Doug dated Katie Holmes when they were like kids before she was anybody? And this went on for like 2 or 3 weeks, and fucking I'm behind the counter at Bell Tower 20 in the main lobby one afternoon, and Dave walks in. I remember the sun was starting to set. It was coming through the glass windows of the doors. And he comes through and has a Barnes & Noble bag in his hand and slams it down on the fucking counter. He says, you're a fucking liar. You never dated her. She wherever she's from. She's not from Michigan. She's from so-and-so. And I opened the bag, and he went and bought her unauthorized autobiography and just fucking gleaned through it and called. I thought it was funny. Go fuck yourselves. Josh, make us a rim shot. Children of the Fence, unite. Do they have like a special?
Yeah, I don't know how you make a key work with your fingers.
I still haven't found the clitoris. I don't know.
I have a question because I saw your poster. I want to know: do you like Death Proof more or Planet Terror?
Planet Terror.
See, I'm Death Proof.
I like
But
Death
okay.
Proof, but I like the story more on Planet Terror.
I think that scene with the car, when you see it like 5 times, how each one, I was like, that is some of the coolest shit to me ever.
I like the way all of those women were dressed. I like the way Rosario Dawson's hair was done up. I don't remember much other than Killer Mike dying, but yeah, I really like their outfits.
Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino?
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino by a mile.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I'm not a huge Tarantino fan.
I mean, that's
I'm not a
okay.
huge Tarantino fan.
I'm not surprised.
He said,
Well, you're wrong.
You know,
How
Matt.
can you be wrong?
What's the best
It's a
Tarantino
fucking
movie, Bob?
personal opinion.
What's the best Tarantino
Best
movie?
Tarantino film? Oh God! So
Wait,
much.
wait,
The
wait,
one-
wait. Best Tarantino movie that he wrote or best Tarantino movie that he directed?
Either one.
True Romance. He wrote it. It's my
He
favorite.
wrote
my
it.
favorite story. It's my favorite story that he's written.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Oh, fuck Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is overrated to me.
It's
Personally.
fucking horribly overrated.
Okay.
The Hateful Eight.
Fist bump it, Maddie.
I do enjoy the
Man,
Hateful Eight
I
as
still
well.
have not seen
Inglorious
Hateful Eight.
Bastards was up there too.
Man,
I love
Pulp
Hateful Eight. I don't know what it is about that movie, but Hateful Eight,
You
I
just-
fucking love that movie.
You just like watching Kurt Russell destroy 100-year-old guitars.
Oh yeah, dude, that's such a fucked up story.
The fact that they
Broke my
left in Jennifer Jason
Yeah.
Leigh's real reaction of
Breaks my heart as an artist, as Bob calls me.
an artiste.
I like Django Unchained quite a bit. I love the soundtrack for it. I
Yeah,
do not care. I don't care for Jackie Brown all that
I don't care
much.
for. I don't care for either of the Kill Bills either.
I love the Kill
Not a-
Bills. I love the first Kill
I
Bill.
like Kill Bills. I think they're fun.
Pulp Fiction is number one for me.
I saw Pulp
Pulp Fiction's
Fiction in the theater. I liked it a lot.
I saw it in the theater.
That's
I saw
And
Pulp Fiction
I'm
in the
going to
theater.
count Natural Born Killers in there, personally, since he wrote it. But
You can. I know a lot of people love that movie and like it, and I like the soundtrack, but I don't know, man. Like, I just never got into that. Like, it's weird. Like, I like horror movies and I like ultra violent shit like that, grindhouse shit like that, but there's movies like that one, Running Scared, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, something about those particular.
they're a little too real for you.
Yeah.
what I loved about Natural Born Killers is someone who's fucked with film my whole life. The fact that he used 37 different types of film, all these different cameras from the 30s, cameras from the 40s, just crazy shit. And he was basically doing peyote the entire time he was filming it. You could tell in the edit, like, hey, this guy's absolutely nuts, and this is what happens when you film that kind of film.
All right, so here's my next question: better filmmaker, Quentin Tarantino or Oliver Stone?
Better filmmaker?
Yeah,
Tarantino. Don't get me wrong. Oliver Stone made a lot of movies I like, but I think Tarantino is better movie.
I'm going to say Stone based off of Platoon and The Doors Alone.
I'm gonna say Stone.
I'm gonna have to say Stone too, but it's close. That's the closest conversation we've had this far.
It's a close one. Yeah, it's a close one, but yeah, I'll go with Stone.
The juice was worth the squeeze.
I don't know what that means.
Girl Next Door.
You're talking about movies that you might have made me watch, and Girl Next Door was not a movie you made me watch. It was a movie we watched together collectively, and we were talking about Timothy Olyphant, Paul and I, recently, and that stuck in my head.
Yeah,
The
John,
juice
pre-Justified, whenever somebody mentioned the name Timothy Olyphant, all I could ever think of was, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, that's
Okay.
what I equated it to in my head.
Better filmmaker, Christopher Nolan, Francis Ford Coppola.
Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola. What? How is that a question?
Are we talking visually
What
or
films
overall
what-
story?
Christopher
Well-
Nolan.
What films do you prefer?
Christopher
What the
Nolan.
fuck is wrong with you people?
Here's the thing.
Christopher Nolan.
First of all, John, there's nothing wrong with having an honest discussion and thinking about this, because this is a good question. You asked which one do you like better? I like them both equally because they both made fantastic fucking movies that I'll watch for the rest of my life. They really you take
Look, Interstellar
Fuck
is one
you,
of my
John. I
favorite
don't give a
films of
fuck.
all time.
Thank you. You put Interstellar and Godfather 1 and 2. Those are two movies I would take to a desert. 3 movies I would take to a desert island with me. I count Godfather 1 and 2 as one long movie, but they're both
Interstellar
fantastic.
is one of
Is
my
that your
favorite films
favorite
ever
Nolan
made.
movie? Interstellar.
Yes.
It's a toss-up between that and Memento for me.
Interstellar.
Actually, Following's really good too. Now that I think about it, but Interstellar's pretty fucking fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to ask one more of these, and it's going to be an off-the-wall one. So,
Like Michael Jackson.
no, not that kind of off-the-wall. Trying to think of somebody good to put Terry Gilliam up against.
Hey, look, there's Paul's puppy in the background.
Just put it in the
And now
background.
it's frozen. It's drowning itself in a bowl. That's what it looks like. It's frozen. It's drowning itself in the bowl. Get me out of this fucking trailer.
I don't see the
Get
puppy.
me out of here!
Give me the sweet release of death.
Terry Gilliam or Tony Scott?
Give me a second. I gotta do a refresher on some of the Tony Scott's movies because I only know a
Where's
handful.
Tony Scott doing?
Tony Scott.
True Romance.
True
He's
Romance.
Ridley Scott's brother that killed himself.
Yeah. Top Gun.
Yeah, he did. Top Gun, Unstoppable, Domino, Days of Thunder, True Romance. He did the first Beverly Hills Cop, Enemy of the State, The Last Boy Scout, Crimson Tide, 8. Oh, he did the remake of the 18. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I like the remake of the 18 with Liam Neeson. I thought that was a fun fucking movie. I don't give a shit.
Man on Fire.
Man on Fire is a great fucking movie.
This is a tough one, man, because Terry Gilliam made movies that helped build the foundation of my childhood, man. Fucking Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Time Bandits, fucking Brazil.
Yep. 12 Monkeys. Damn, I forgot that Tony Scott did the assassination of Jesse James with the coward Robert Ford.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
a great movie.
It is a really
So
good
good.
movie.
That makes
good
it really
slow
hard.
burner. Good slow burner.
That's a Tony
Peter-
Scott for me.
Tony Scott.
Tony Scott.
Because I truly love Days of Thunder.
I know a lot of people who do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gilliam. Sorry.
I'm bowing out. I can't pick one. They're both fucking good. That's like saying.
I'm looking strictly as a director, not as a producer, because if you take in producer credits, I lean towards Tony Scott, but strictly as a director, I'm going Terry Gilliam.
If we're doing that, then I got to go Terry Gilliam.
Just to put
Visually, directorial wise, yeah.
Just to put this in perspective on my choice of Scott, I love Days of Thunder so much that I worked at Hardee's all 4 years in high school.
Dude, when Paul and I lived together, he still worked at Hardee's. At my fattest, Paul would bring home all of the leftover shit that was under heat lamps. They were just going to throw it away. Paul would come home with fucking garbage shacks filled with ham and cheese, fried chicken, roast beef. It was, quite honestly, some of the best times of my life, dude. Eating free garbage was awesome. That was the most I felt like an Uncle Buck at that time in my life.
Man, those old roast beef sandwiches, their roast beef sauce back in the day,
Was
Hardee's,
shit.
yeah, those shits were
Dude.
good.
When Ghostbusters 2 came out and they were the fucking sponsor for the movie and they had the milkshakes in the giant Ghostbuster 2 cups with the slime drizzle all over them and those stupid fucking keychains that made Ecto 1 noise. I love that shit. I love Hardee's.
Monty Python, The Holy Grail, Jabberwocky, Time Bandits, The Meaning of Life, Brazil, Munchausen, The Fisher King, 12 Monkeys, Fear and Loathing, Secret Tournament, Brothers Grimm, Tideland, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, The Legend of Talladega, Zero Theorem, and The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Those are basically what you're putting Tony Scott up against.
Take Tony Scott.
Tony Scott.
See, I'm saying Tony for that, but Fear and Loathing might be my favorite out of all those movies. I used to have a Fear and Loathing poster up. I'm a really big fan of that movie.
Absolutely.
Most people who do drugs are.
I mean, it's much better than Where the Buffaloes Roam.
Wait a minute. Rephrase. I didn't hear that. I'm really high right now. I heard Where the Buffaloes Roam. I heard it was much better than Where the Buffaloes Roam. What movie?
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, Bill
When I
Murray.
met Bill Murray, I started crying, though. I won't lie.
You met Bill Murray?
He has a house in Charleston, here in South Carolina. He's here all the time.
Mhm.
Like, he'll
Uh-huh.
just pop into houses and wash dishes for him and then leave. Shit like that.
There's
When I
a whole
graduated-
documentary about that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that
Yeah.
documentary?
Great fucking
About that-
documentary.
Yeah, that's so good. So fucking awesome.
It was
I-
when I graduated college. He was in line in front of me, and my brother was like, "All right, I'm gonna tell you something, but don't freak out." And I was like, "What?" He told me, and I turned around, and then I started like, I got so happy I started crying. I just couldn't help it because, like, I mean, that's Peter Venkman.
You know what I would have done if I was with you? I would have gone. I'm gonna get a candy bar. I'm gonna get a candy bar.
He's one of my heroes.
I love Bill
Yeah.
Murray. Me
Yeah, I love
too,
Bill
man.
Murray, too.
I got a real murderer's row of directors to choose from right now. This will make you guys think, okay? Peter Jackson, Jim Henson, James Cameron, or Dennis Dugan, who directed a bulk of the Happy Madison Adam Sandler movies.
I'm taking Cameron right off the top.
Yeah, Jim
Cameron. Yeah.
I'll take Henson.
Wait a minute. You guys are choosing Cameron?
I took
Yes.
Henson.
It's been a good podcast. I'm happy to listen to the rest of it.
Look, dude, you're gonna tell me that the guy who wrote and directed The Abyss, True Lies, Terminator 1 and 2, Titanic, what are you? You're gonna put Happy Madison over that? Get the fuck out of here!
I know Happy Madison was a joke, but Terminator 2, Aliens, The Abyss. That's it. That's all I give a fuck about when it comes to Cameron. I could give a shit less.
Titanic is amazing.
The only reason I chose Henson is one of my greatest.
It's amazingly fucking terrible. Yeah, I agree.
You're out of your mind.
Wait, what is terrible?
Paul, I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Wait, what is terrible?
He said Titanic is terrible.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
Titanic is
Get
great.
the fuck out of here. Titanic's great.
You really don't
Saw
like
that shit 3
Titanic?
times. Saw that shit 3
Good,
times.
you should get the fuck out of here.
Joe! We don't fucking need you!
We don't need you anymore, Doug.
There's not enough room on this door, Doug.
I'm a you, goddammit! it!
You fucking
Fine,
lost
Jack,
without
I'm
me.
fine.
I'll take some of your hate. I'm actually an Avatar fan. I'll take it.
Never seen it. Still have never seen
If
it.
you want to see Avatar, just watch Pocahontas and pretend everyone's blue. It's the same fucking movie.
Except for
I was gonna say
Gorgeous
Avatar's a little
as
too
a big
racist for me.
I'm trying to stick my tail into another tail. So
I'm sure you are, Matt. I'm sure you are.
I was
Isn't that what we're all trying to do in life? Is just stick our tail into another tail?
I'm still
Where I
waiting
come
for,
from, we call that docking. I don't know if you know what that is,
I
but
thought you were into pegging.
who you talking to? Me or him?
Either one.
either one.
Doesn't really matter. It's a blanket statement. Fuck Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel's awful.
I fucking hate that.
What?
I don't like Cracker Barrel.
Really?
No, dude. Like,
I like
if I'm
the
gonna have
breakfast
biscuits
menu.
and gravy, I'll just have my mom make biscuits and gravy where it actually
Yeah.
tastes good.
Well, Hardy's biscuits and gravy are much better than Cracker Barrels.
He's not wrong. He's
That's
not
it.
wrong on this.
I loved working.
Never had
Sundays
him at Cracker Barrel.
in high school.
I like their
That's like my go-to Hardy's breakfast.
All right,
But-
my go-to Hardee's breakfast was the Frisco.
Frisco's good.
Man, I
Frisco
haven't
burger is
had
my
go-to
breakfast
burger.
in like 3 weeks now.
I haven't had a Hardee's in forever. Is that one on Palm Beach still open, John?
yes, it is. I had lunch there yesterday.
Jesus,
the one I
it's been years. I'm gonna have
That's
to
the
go
one
out
I
there.
worked at. I worked there for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I bought breakfast sandwiches from you at some point in my life.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, their breakfast is fucking outstanding.
I always went there for breakfast. That was
Do you know that
my go-to for
They
breakfast.
got rid of the fucking.
That's why I'm 700 pounds right now. And
They got rid of the cinnamon raisin biscuits. I'm so infuriated
Really?
about that.
Why?
Yeah, they just did this year. They replaced them. They replaced them with a fucking cinnamon bun, and they're god awful. I was so angry. I rolled up and I'm like,
so
let me get a dozen of them the raisin biscuits. This was like 2 months ago. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we discontinued them last week. Corporate discontinued them. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we replaced it with a cinnamon roll. Would you like to try one for free? And I was like, sure. It was fucking hot
No.
garbage. It was hot garbage.
Best fast food restaurant.
Now, does it have to have a drive-through? Is that the condition? Like, it has to have a drive-through window to be a fast food restaurant?
Isn't that fast food?
Would you consider Subway fast food?
no.
Yeah, because they don't have it. You
Yeah,
have to
you
have a
have to get out of
drive-through to
your
be
car.
fast food. Yeah, okay. Chain fast food, I'll say
I don't consider-
Wendy's.
I usually place an order for Subway on my phone app, and then it's just waiting in a little thing that I pick it up and walk right away from it. Like there's no
Still
waiting.
not fast food. That's not fast food.
It's literally ready,
Not fast
ready
food.
as I walk through the door.
I mean, see, I don't go through drive-thrus regardless. I like to go in case they fuck up the order, but I still don't consider Subway fast food.
By the way, I'd like to introduce you to Matt, also known as the cheapest human on the planet.
He
This
hasn't met me.
motherfucker. No, Doug, You were like fucking Scrooge McDuck compared to this motherfucker. You're just swimming in fucking gold bullion, and that's like, no, I can't spend the extra 7 cents on the shipping for this vinyl. Like, I believe the way we started talking, if I'm not incorrect, was you put, "I'm hungry, somebody buy me lunch" on Twitter, and I sent you money. I'm almost positive that's how we met.
Hey,
So how do you guys? Yeah, how do you guys know each other? How did you guys?
That's
meet?
literally how we met.
On Twitter.
well,
Yeah,
because
he
Cody,
needed to eat.
and somebody sent me like $5 to eat.
Yeah, it was me, asshole.
Well, somebody.
And now we're fucking friends for life, you piece of shit.
I also haven't got my $5 back for the record.
I want my $5.
As far as favorite fast food, if we're talking non-nationwide chains, it's for me, fucking Whataburger may be the best fucking fast food burger I've ever eaten in my life.
I've had it once in Tallahassee. I would say, based on having a drive-through and only one item, I'm going to go with Popeyes just for the spicy chicken.
Yo, their
didn't care
sandwich
for
is fucking crazy good.
Oh, dude, I love that spicy chicken sandwich.
I thought that sandwich was overhyped. My mom and I finally got to try one for the first time like a month ago because they opened up a Popeyes in Green Bay, and I got a spicy chicken and she got a regular. And don't get me wrong, like they were okay, but I think they were way overhyped for what they cost. Way overhyped.
Popeyes is overpriced, but that sandwich is the best chicken sandwich.
Dude, to you, Top
prefer
Ramen is
Chick-fil-A.
overpriced.
Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich blows Popeyes out of the
Get
water.
the
I'm a
fuck
I'm a
outta
Chick-fil-A
here.
guy. I'm
You
a Chick-fil-A
can
guy.
really taste the hate and intolerance, which is my favorite thing about
That's what I thought.
it.
That's the only way
You know, what's funny is that you say you can really taste the hate and intolerance because that chicken sandwich, everyone from Justin was the first person that told me I needed to eat a Chick-fil-A when we worked at the mall. And from the moment I tried one to the second and last time I tried one, it tastes like hate and intolerance. It tastes like a cafeteria high school chicken fucking sandwich, like eating a sponge
it
with
doesn't.
breading.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
You guys are
does.
nuts.
Oh,
You're nuts.
I
Here,
love Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A
but I've
is
never-
automatically, they're automatically cut off because I can't go there on a fucking Sunday. Fuck you. Fuck Chick-fil-A.
And I also
Hey,
think
Bob,
Chick-fil-A.
Bob, it's the
John,
Lord's Day.
John, I don't give a shit. I want my
It's the
chicken when I
Lord's.
want my chicken.
It's the
I also
Lord's
think
Day,
Chick-fil-A
okay?
has
You
the
know
best
what that-
customer service.
Fucking Saturday and order 3 and save it for Sunday.
No,
The
fuck
Lord-
that.
Yeah.
I'm just never full when I leave Chick-fil-A. That's the reason I don't go to it.
That's because you're fucking Andre the Giant.
Well, I feel like I am almost positive I can eat 100 of their chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're like this
Oh,
fucking
wait.
small.
How much is 100
Yeah.
nuggets? Because I
No
want to
clue.
see this on
what
video.
are you talking about? Like monetarily, numerically, or in life years that
Well,
it
Bob-
takes off?
Well, Bob, you're not going to see it today.
All of it. No, not today because it's fucking Sunday. So,
The
Matt,
Lord-
we need to have you back on, and we're just going to watch you eat 100 nuggets until you vomit.
Oh God!
The old Matt would have done that, but everything with my health right now, I don't think at the moment I can.
Are you outgrowing your body? Are you getting
No,
too tall? Your bones are popping out.
You have acromegaly.
I'm going through
A growth spurt?
No, my spleen and liver are swollen.
Oh,
I also have stomach ulcers, and my stomach lining is inflamed.
from
I'm going. It all sucks right now, but
From
once I get
stress.
back, I'll get back to fast food, baby. I don't eat fast food anymore.
I love how he's.
tough,
how you're
man.
talking about how bad your body is internally. You're like, once it gets better, I'll be back to fast food, baby. I'll be back to fucking it up right away.
So I go through it all over again.
I'm not a quitter, man.
Did you know that they have eggnog in the store right now for Easter? I've never seen that before.
What?
For real, I was in the grocery store and there was a bottle that said eggnog, and I had to do a double take. I'm like, is this expired eggnog they're trying to get rid of? And it had fucking bunnies all over it. It's like Easter eggnog. I'm like, when did they start making eggnog for Easter?
The Reese's eggs are that's
Reese's anything is the best. However,
not that marshmallow shit.
not that marshmallow one. That shit was awful. That was
need
the
to-
worst Reese's concoction they've ever made. Look, I shipped a
Alright,
bowl
man.
of chili to a guy in Missouri once.
What?
How are we going to end the podcast and you're going to start that sentence? Fucking explain.
So, this football group I was in, they saw that I made chili every weekend, and this guy asked me to send them chili. So, I shipped him a bowl of chili and dry ice to fucking Missouri.
I got to tell you, you are one of the best storytellers I've ever actually listened to, man. That was just full of color, full of background. It really brought me there like I was actually...
I actually did not end up sending it because it was so not cost effective to send chili through the mail.
Franklin Barbecue in Austin, Texas, from what anybody I've ever talked to has said it's arguably their favorite barbecue.
I want to go there so bad. So bad.
I want to go there too.
I love that dude. I love that dude. I watched so many cooking shows with him on it. I watched so many videos of him making shit. I want to go there so bad.
Him and Maddie Matheson, who I want to talk to you about later.
Yeah.
But Franklin's, I've been watching this video, these videos where apparently now he is offering the ability to buy a Franklin's brisket, smoked completely and shipped it to you, wrapped up, and it comes perfectly fine and everything. Instructions on how to properly reheat it. It's like $200. And there's been people on. That's all I could think of. But that's what I'm thinking. Like you could spend less than that and buy your own brisket and do a good brisket yourself, though, too. You know, like I've had amazing brisket for fucking next to nothing.
Yeah, but it's not going to. Well, first off, I don't have 12 goddamn hours to smoke a fucking brisket.
You need to make more time for yourself, man. You're gonna kill yourself with too much work. I'm gonna buy you a smoker for your birthday, and it's gonna force you to take off and learn how to smoke meats.
I know how to smoke meats. I smoke all the meat. I smoke all the meats.